Laker fans, how we doing? My name is Sammy Long here with Hoops Talk. We're doing a little Lakers Nuggets Game 1 preview for Saturday night. Game's almost here, 5:30 tip on the West Coast. Can't wait. It's just the best time of year with playoff basketball, and can't wait to get this series underway because it's been the talk all week, and it kind of seems like all year it's been heading to this. I'm going to talk about three things today. Talk about setting the tone early, why I think that's crucial for a Laker victory, especially on the road in games 1 and 2. I'm going to talk about Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes on Jokic. I think those are minutes that they're going to need to win against Jokic, or at least kind of keep it at a wash, so AD can stay out of foul trouble. Get into that a little bit later, and then talk about how the Lakers need to withstand Denver runs throughout the game, because we all know about the Denver runs at the end in the fourth quarter a lot of time, and they're going to have their moments, and it's crucial for the Lakers to be calm and not overreact and kind of start turning the ball over and let it get away from them. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Talking about setting the tone early on. The Lakers got to bring energy early in game 1. I and a lot of Laker fans, people watching this, I truly believe the Lakers can win this series. I firmly do. That's not me being a homer. I don't think the Nuggets are quite as good as they were last year, even though they are a great team. And I think the Lakers are a little better, actually. But, there's a lot of people that call me and everyone watching crazy who think that. With saying that the Nuggets have won the last 8 games, so how the hell are the Lakers going to win 4 games out of 7? I think this really starts setting the tone early. In game 1, the Lakers got to come out firing and showing that they deserve to be here, because I think a lot of people are going to point to if the Lakers come out, and we know this year that they've struggled at times with starting games with energy. They've gotten down big in matchups, and that's fine against the Memphis Grizzlies and the Washington Wizards, but playing against Denver Nuggets, and especially in Denver, that's just not going to cut it. Look at game 1 last year. I mean, Lakers got down 25-30, something like that. Kudos to them. They came all the way back, but it's tough to come all the way back from big deficits, especially against great teams. And then, what happened? Then LeBron missed 2 threes at the end of the game because they were just so gassed. I mean, it's tough to ask to come all the way back and then go win the game. So got to come out early. And I think it's really crucial that there's not a drop-off when the bench comes in. Those are minutes that the Lakers really need to win. It's been highlighted all year. The Lakers bench has been a struggle at times, but I got to give a guy like Torian Prince some credit. I've been hard on him a lot this year. He's been kind of hanging in that 10 to 15 point range, and that's where he needs to be. He needs to be a contributor off the bench. Gabe Vincent against the Pelicans was huge. I mean, 9 points, 3 threes, and I just love the energy he brings defensively. I mean, he's so valuable because if D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves are having a hard time guarding Murray and these guys, I mean, he's a guy that you can bring in because he's great defensively, but he can score as well. The problem with bringing in a Cam Reddish is it's like, yeah, he's a great defender, but you're getting nothing offensively. And it's basically like the Nuggets are playing 5-on-4 the other way on offense, and they're daring him to shoot. And you just can't have that, especially in a playoff game. So bench has got to win. I think this is actually a spot where the Lakers could have an advantage because the Denver bench, they're not as deep as they were last year, even though they're one of the great teams in basketball and they deserve that respect. But guys like, Bruce Brown were there last year and Jeff Green, and kind of pushed the bench down. Jeff Green came off the bench. But, I mean, those guys killed the Lakers last year. And so KCP was coming off the bench. Jeff Green's gone. Bruce Brown's gone. So they're relying on their bench, a lot of guys like Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, guys like that, young, talented guys, but not quite as talented as last year. And I think that's a spot where the Lakers could really take advantage. Torian Prince, veteran in this league. Spencer Dinwiddie, veteran in this league. And Gabe Vincent, he's young, but he's played in a ton of huge games in the NBA Finals against his team last year. So he's played him. He knows him well. And he started on that Miami team or had big minutes, excuse me. And so I really think those are minutes the Lakers have to win. I'm going to talk about now Jokic. Who's going to guard Jokic when AD it goes out? Because last year, the Lakers didn't have another big to eat up foul calls. And you saw it early in the game. The Nuggets game plan, and it was smart on their part, was we're going to go right at Anthony Davis, and hopefully he picks up 2 fouls in the first quarter, and the Lakers got to sit him. And then it was just Jokic started feasting, and Murray started feasting, and there was no one really to give fouls. One thing, there weren't a lot of bright spots last year in that series. The one few moments where you were like, oh, the Lakers could have found something was Darvin Ham put Rui Hachimura on Jokic when AD went to the bench, and he actually had a little success for a little bit. He was fronting him, and at first I remember the broadcast even joked like, "Oh, how's this going to go?" I mean, Rui's guarding Jokic, and Rui's so athletic, he actually caused him a few problems because, I mean, Jokic is so skilled that when he gets to his spot, outside of a guy like Anthony Davis, who's an elite defender and is fourth in the league in blocks, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask a guy who's off the bench to be, playing him straight up and get stops and get blocks. That's why I think Rui fronting him was a really good idea, and I look to see more of that. Jackson Hayes also a guy. I love Jackson Hayes as well because he really brings a lot of energy. He always off the bench, and even if he's not scoring, he can eat up some fouls when AD's off the floor because you can't have AD getting in foul trouble. And in the fourth quarter, AD's got 5 fouls and he's sitting for most of the game. And you're seeing that little run happen. You got to have these other guys step up and at least take some fouls off him, especially Jackson Hayes because Rui, is a valuable scorer. But if Hayes can add 10 points off the bench, I mean that's money because last year it was just they were just feasting when the Lakers went to the bench. So again, I think it's really the bench changes for both sides are going to be where this game is going to be won and lost. I think it's going to be where the series is won and lost as well. The Lakers got to withstand Denver runs throughout the game. The Nuggets are a great basketball team. We know they're going to have their moments. They're going to win some games in this series, and they're going to go on runs when the Lakers have leads. It's crucial for the Lakers to stay calm. And I know that sounds kind of generic, like obviously, but it has seemed in previous games that it's like the Lakers are kind of waiting for it in the fourth quarter. It's like they talk about in the NFL a lot. You had Tom Brady when he was there, and now Patrick Mahomes. Even though, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, these guys aren't playing Patrick Mahomes head-to-head in terms of he's on defense, there's kind of that thing of, oh, he's standing over there. He's going to get the ball back. And so we got to rush and we got to do something and we got to make a play. I think that happened a little bit to the Lakers last year. It was like almost the inevitable. It was like we're hanging in this game. And times this year, the Lakers had leads in games, late in games. And it was kind of like the first time the Nuggets hit a shot, because they will, they kind of just tensed up. And and you could just see that the Lakers kind of lost faith in it. So it's really crucial that they control the runs throughout the game. Basketball's a game of runs. And, the Nuggets have been big in clutch time against the Lakers. They've outscored them by 32 points in clutch time. And that's the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter in overtime when the score is within 5 points. So, it shows you that the Nuggets have won when it mattered at the end of games. So a few small tweaks, a few missed shots here. I point out in other videos. LeBron missed 2 shots at the end of game 1, 2 threes to possibly win the game. Jokic hits a half-court shot in game 3, I believe, or game 4. I can't remember which one. Some unreal plays. Jamal Murray goes off in the fourth quarter in a couple of those games. If the Lakers can pick off game 1, I think that establishes something for the series of the Lakers are here to stay. And if you're the Nuggets, you start thinking a little bit about, man, if some of those shots don't go in, do we win that game? And it kind of comes creeping back. When you're blowing teams out by 30, if they steal a game on you, you're like, yeah, we'll just go back to blowing them out. But when it's a razor thin margin and you've come out on the positive side of that margin a lot in the Denver Nuggets, but the Lakers can pick one off in Denver, game 1 or 2. And obviously if you get 2, that'd be amazing. But, realistically, let's go game 1 or game 2 and you take it back to LA series tied. I mean, that's where things could get tight for the Nuggets and you put a little pressure on them to have to perform instead of the Lakers having to attack the whole time. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Alan's going to be on the postgame show tomorrow night. I'll be doing comments in the background. Can't wait. Go Lakers. Wear your gear tomorrow. And just can't wait. Let's get that game 1, guys. Go Lakers.